Are you using a taxable brokerage account as part of your long-term savings plan? If not, you're missing out on one of the most useful investment vehicles that's out there. Hi, my name is Goodson. I'm a financial advisor with Financial Synergies. In today's video, I'm going to walk through on how you can set up one of these accounts in a matter of minutes. I'm going to give a real example that I just set up with a client and show how powerful using this account can be. And be sure to stay toward the end because I'm going to walk through all of the many benefits of brokerage accounts and you're not going to want to miss it. So without further ado, let's check it out. I like to say that brokerage accounts are the OG of investment vehicles. They have been around forever, but what's really interesting is that so few people actually use them, yet they're one of the most accessible investment accounts that you can get access to. And you can set them up at practically every financial institution, whether it's a brick and mortar or completely online. Many of them will offer brokerage accounts, whether it's Schwab, Fidelity, Vanguard, and many others. But let's look at Fidelity for an example. If you go to Fidelity's website, on the homepage, there is a button right there, very easy to see, on how to open an account. If you click on that, it's going to ask you what account type you're looking for. And right there in the middle is the brokerage account. From there, it's going to ask you, are you an existing customer? Are you setting it up just for yourself? Or are you going to do a joint account maybe with your spouse? And then from there, it's about inputting your information. Once you do that, then it's just a matter of connecting your checking account, picking an amount you want to invest every month, choosing what day you want those deposits to occur, and selecting your investments. That's it. You do those few steps, you're up and running with automated investments every single month. And that's extremely powerful. Now that third step, choosing the right amount, that is key. I like to call it the snowball effect. You can start with a small number. It doesn't have to be a lot. Just start with something small. But the key is that you want to choose an amount that you are not going to miss. You want to pick an amount that every month when it goes out of your account, your checking account into your investment account, that you're not even going to notice it. And again, starting small is a great way to go because as time goes by, as your income increases, you can continue to bump that up. And by doing that, you're just going to be building more and more savings, and those investments are going to grow hopefully larger and larger as time goes by. Now, I mentioned that I recently helped a client set this up. We had been looking at their overall investment portfolio, and they had set up a brokerage account a while ago, and they've made kind of one-off deposits when they've gotten a bonus or they've had excess savings. But I really wanted them to really encourage them to set up an ongoing investment every single month. And so we went through that, and I suggested, hey, what if you did $200 a month, which was very reasonable for them. And they thought about it for a few minutes, and they actually came back and they said, let's do $450, which is more than double what I recommended, which was great. And what I want to do is I want to walk through what that looks like real quickly. But before I do, here's a quick word from our compliance department. Okay, so like I said, they decided to do $450 per month into their brokerage account. And let's say they do that over the next 20 years. And let's also say that they're going to get a modest 6% return each year. Well, that would equal over $200,000 over that period of time. Most people, that's a lot of money. That's a big deal, especially when you look at the statistics, because the median household net worth of people between the age of 45 and 55 is around $250,000. Another $200,000 plus can go a really long way. As I mentioned earlier, there's so many benefits to owning a brokerage account. It's a really long list. It includes the fact that you can own lots of different investment types: stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs. There's a really long list of options for you on what you can own inside of a brokerage account. There are no contribution limits. Unlike 401ks and IRAs, you can put in as much or as little as you want in any given year. There are no restrictions. There are no income limits or phase outs. Some accounts, like Roth IRAs, limit how much money you can put in if you have a high income. Not the case with brokerage accounts. Doesn't matter how little or how much you make, there's no restrictions. There are no early withdrawal penalties like with IRAs and 401ks. You can take the money out literally at any time and you're not going to get a penalty for it. If you sell an investment in your brokerage account for a gain and you've owned it for more than a year, you'll pay a long-term capital gains tax, but those are typically lower than what your ordinary income taxes will be. You can automatically reinvest your dividends, which will help further grow your investments over time. When you pass away, all of those gains are stepped up, so your heirs receive those investments with very little tax implications. You can gift highly appreciated shares to a charity or use it to fund a donor advice fund, so they can be a really great source for charitable giving. You can use brokerage accounts as collateral for short-term lending needs. You can take margin loans, or some institutions will allow you to set up a pledged asset line where essentially you can borrow against that for things like maybe you're purchasing real estate or other business investment opportunities. Last but certainly not least is they are super useful when it comes to retirement planning to go along with those 401ks and IRAs and Roth IRAs. They really allow you a lot of flexibility on where you can pull money from and how you can, to a certain degree, control the taxes that you pay in retirement. As you can see, there are so many benefits to owning a brokerage account. They really provide so much financial flexibility when we think about long-term planning. And as I showed you, they're very easy to set up. In the same amount of time that most of us spend scrolling our phones on social media, you can set up an account, fund it, and start building long-term wealth. And the key, again, is to choose an amount that you're not going to miss. And most importantly is it won't happen unless you start. I hope you found this information helpful. If so, feel free to check out these other videos. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.